In this presentation, we're going to run through a demonstration of dry run testing using trace tables. So dry run testing is carried out using trace tables. The purpose of trace tables is for the programmer basically to track the value of variables and outputs at each step of the program and to track how they change throughout the running of the program. Essentially, the programmer is running the algorithm in their own head. So the programmer examines each line of source code and notes down the values of the variables in a trace table. So at each step, the programmer is recording those values. This is really useful for debugging when you have a problem with your code, particularly like a logical error that you're trying to identify, and you really need to go into the algorithm, try and understand the algorithm, make sure it's working in the way that you want it to be working. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a demonstration of how we trace through a line of code. So we have a bit of code here. So it takes in a number, assigns it a value 2, so this is our variable number 2, so it prints the number out, and then it has a for loop here that goes from 1 to 3, and then adds 1 to the value, and then prints the value, the new value for number, and then at the end, when the program finishes, it prints all done. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace this code line by line, step by step. So the first line here, line 1, these red numbers here refer to the line number. So line 1, our value for our variable at this point is 2. Value of I, well, we haven't got that far yet, so we just leave that blank for the moment, and there's nothing output at the moment, so this is what's printed. So next one. So in the next step then, we print out the number 2. So on line 2, our variable number is still 2, so we don't actually need to put the value in there. If it doesn't change, we can just leave it blank. Again, there's nothing for I as well, because we haven't got that far yet in the program. And our output is now 2, so that prints out 2. So that's our program so far, our algorithm so far. So next line, we're on line 3. Again, number is still 2, so again we don't need to write anything in there. I now is 1. And we move to line 4, where we are now adding 1 to our variable number. So number now variable number has actually a value of 3. And then we print out the variable number, so this now outputs 3 in the output column. And we then jump back to line 3 because I is still within 1 and 3, so I are still good there. So now our value of I becomes 2. Our variable number becomes 1. We're adding again 1 to our variable. Previously it was 3, we add 1, so now we've got 4. And then we print it out again on line 5. And then we go back again to do the loop. Now our value of I is 3. We add 1 to 4, which gives us 5. We print out a number again. Now at this point, our value of I is 3, so therefore it's now outside that for loop, so therefore the for loop is finished. Then we go to line 6 and it outputs all done for us. So that's that code traced using the trace table here.